How's it going, Guardians? It is your boy Turkey here at SGN Hub, bringing you a Hunter DPS rotation that I feel like will be one of the new best DPS rotations, if not the best, hopefully given some of the new changes coming, whether it be a nerf and also just reworks to Lucky Pants. I believe all in all, in the recent TWID, which I will go over, this was a overall just PvE nerf, but a PvP buff for Lucky Pants users. With that being said, let's go over that, and then we can get into the rotation, which is something that's been available, especially now, given some of the new updates as well in this patch. So let's talk about it. Lucky Pants has long been one of the more complicated exotic armor pieces, and the limitations were necessary because of the maximum strength of its perk. Unfortunately, the high-end strength of Lucky Pants was causing constraints in terms of other PvE balancing. So we have decided to kill 2 hive moths with one shot and reduce the complexity while bringing down the maximum potency. To offset this, we have also added some new benefits to the exotic, which will be especially nice to our movement-focused hand cannon users who enjoy stompies, but wish they also improved airborne effectiveness and handling. So bullet point 1 now provides movement bonuses, including increased slide distance and sprint speed when a hand cannon is equipped. Next up, airborne effectiveness bonus is active whenever a hand cannon is equipped, not just when the illegally modded holster buff is active, so that's pretty solid. You get an airborne effectiveness bonus. No longer requires the hand cannon to be matched to the super damage type or kinetic to receive the PvE damage buff. Now this is huge, which will open a few more paths, I think, for DPS for it, because you're not constrained. And we do have the MAAHES, which is a void burst hand cannon, and also the bolt endings, which is also another burst hand cannon, which is similar to the Warden's Law, which in my opinion was the best in slot to use with Lucky Pants, because it also freed up that exotic slot. Next up, let's talk about the out of luck cooldown will only trigger if you reach 7 stacks of PvE damage buff before swapping off the weapon or time expires. Maximum damage has been decreased from 600% to 450%, so we're losing a big chunk on Lucky Pants. Now to offset this, what I was thinking, especially now that we are able to use it with DPS rotations, when I speak about things like the MAAHES HC4, we can now run, if we wanted to run Gathering Storm, which is personally my favorite super, but we could also use other DPS options in our prismatic slot. Prior to, you would have to use that kinetic thing, and you wouldn't be able to use something like the Witherhoard, which is what we're going to be using now. So the idea behind this setup is there's a lot of stuff that is leaning towards grenade launchers this season, but we can use the Witherhoard to obviously proc bait and switch for our edge transit, and it's also going to match the surge of our MAAHES HC4. To those who aren't familiar, this is a void heavy burst, which is also getting a buff in the TWID. I believe the critical multiplier is going from 49.8 to 52.3, so we're getting a slight buff to heavy burst hand cannon, so this could potentially offset some of the damage as well, obviously not all of it. Now, this hand cannon doesn't come with a plethora of ammo options, such as 4x a tarm, triple tap, or anything like that in the second slot, but it does have destabilizing rounds and repulsor brace, which is great. But if you're looking to use it for a DPS rotation, you're looking to just obviously maximize that DPS. There are 2 options. There is Golden Tricorn and also Frenzy. I feel like Frenzy would be the one that's easier to proc, but I would like to do some experimentation with the roll that you're seeing on screen right now. It's pretty trash because the reload speed is so bad, but it has Golden Tricorn, and if you're not familiar with that, that can increase the damage up to 50% if you're able to find a way to consistently maintain 2 stacks, and that will also offset some of this nerf. Now, I think this was going to be a phenomenal replacement for a lot of the stuff going on with Lucky Pants, because like I said, I feel like it's a net nerf, and there's really not much to discuss in this video beyond just this rotation now being viable and kind of hopefully iterating how big, in my opinion, it is that it's no longer limited to the class specific things. And I wish they would take that direction with some of the other ones like they did a little bit sooner than they took them a long time. I think with Lucky Pants, there was a while where I was really hoping to run more DPS options, but I didn't want to have to run only Revenant with bolt endings. So now we can easily proc bait and switch with our Witherhoard. You have that DPSing over time. You can swap to the MAAHES for the damage rotation, and you can also use your bait and switch edge transit while all of the auto loading action is going on. And like I said, still have those 3 void surges. So be on the lookout for this being a very solid new rotation, and also the Anarchy DPS options that I mentioned a long time ago. I think that's going to be phenomenal. We'll see how it goes with the new class mods. There's going to be a kinetic damage tremor that comes off of those whenever you do maintain damage with a grenade launcher. I'd imagine it's something akin to kinetic tremors, which is really what I'm looking forward to. I hope that's the play that they go for with that. If that's the case, I believe the Anarchy Warden's Law could be one of the top DPS options available in the game as well. But for the time being, be sure to check out. I will have a more finished analysis and probably more in a short format because there's not much build to go off. If you're a Lucky Pants user, you know how to use it. You know the DPS rotation. So it's been your boy Turkey here at SGN Hub. Be sure to check out this rotation. Get ready to use Maahes and Lucky Pants. And you can use that with any subclass now, any DPS option, fellas. It's your boy Turk. Peace.